Wow, welcome back guys. Today has been a crazy pre-market session. It wasn't even really the best pre-market trading session, but there was some strong front side opportunities, especially right now with DTSS, a ticker that I just had one scratch with. And that's because I was up and down today like no tomorrow. I was down, around $1,200, which isn't a huge amount. It's about, 8 to 9% of my average position size right now. But that's getting pretty close to my max stop on the day. And then I totally made that back before I, started getting to this point where I was trying to trade DTSS, and I just realized I didn't have the conviction left in my head. I was a little bit shaking today. Not to mention today, in a little bit, I got to go to a wine tasting. Oh, poor me. And then tomorrow around this time, I got to go to a wedding. And then the Friday, there's like another wedding 2.0 kind of. Well, Thursday, I think, is a reception. And then Friday is the real wedding. I don't know. It's all a little confusing. And it's also my first wedding, so I don't really know how it works. Anywho, I pretty much have to wrap up anyway. So that's why I'm doing a video a little bit earlier. So let's go ahead and go to the trading account. And here you can see I'm up on a JZXN, up $1,000. DTSS, just a small amount here at 77. OXBR and down on an MINM. I was down like 1,300 on this one before I made back a little bit of profits and eventually traded JZXN. Now, I actually want to start this video here today with DTSS. I want to recap what we did or what this ticker is doing, because this one's absolutely flying, and then I'll recap the rest of the tickers. One thing I gotta say with DTSS before we talk about why this ticker is flying is I made a cardinal mistake today as a frontside momentum trader, and that's I basically gave up trading DTSS. I was too pessimistic. I thought it was going to constantly pull back. It didn't. It had a nice little flat top breakout here, although it's more of a little bit of a wedge breakout. And I just didn't have the conviction to keep trading this one. You just don't know if a ticker's up 40% and it's going to have that another 20-40% run, if it's going to have a 60-80% run, if it's going to have a 1 to 200% run. We've seen tickers up last year 36,000%. You just don't know, right? Obviously at those points are just getting halted and it's a short squeeze, but the essence of the story is you just don't know. So that's why there's a lot of traders, they'll keep trading until they start giving back profits. They'll keep trading until, let's say, this ticker breaks the 9 EMA, maybe has a retest, and then starts a downwards pattern, because otherwise you're technically leaving a lot of money on the table. And right now I'm having a little bit of FOMO because I am leaving tons of profit on the table. Even this trade was kind of ridiculous. I bought the pullback here. I got shaken out probably because I was still just I think I just went down from 1,300 to being up like $50. And on this trade, I was like, I can't deal with a flush. So that's when I knew emotionally. And I guess emotionally I was just a little bit exhausted right now. So then I went for a little bit of a break, and I was like, oh man, I gotta leave soon. Is it really worth for me, to kick it into gear right now? Probably not. I'm already not doing my best trading today. So that's why I'm kind of like, okay, maybe I'll just go ahead and wrap it up. If I do any more trading, obviously, you guys will know in the Discord. So I actually did go ahead and post about DTSS in the Discord. And okay, let's see. Yeah, it looks like David here got this one. I called it out, DTSS. Where was that? What a move. A little bit before that, DTS is running. And then David over here, that one was all Alex. I had not refreshed my scanner yet, so I did not see it at all. This is why we're always posting in the Discord, so we can inform each other what's going on, what we think is playing out. So if you have not joined the Discord already, go ahead and do so. All the information is at tradejournal.co/connect. And it's totally free. So yeah, with this ticker, and I'll explain a little bit how I like to map out these support and resistance areas. I had a pretty strong conviction that if we were going to break 5.5, we were going to run to 6. But again, like I said before, I was kind of done trading at this point, so I wasn't really getting aggressive. But when I talk about JZXN, this is going to be a great example of how this was my biggest winner, because I had kind of that same approach, but I was still trading, and then I knew we still had a good amount of upside. With DTSS, it wasn't even on my original watch list for Wednesday morning. It really crept up here a little bit late. A Chinese software infrastructure company, 60 million market cap, 6.5 million float. That's exactly what we're usually looking for. Did have a catalyst here, but Chinese tickers I'm always a little bit cautious on. So the fact that I had a catalyst, great, but overall, I'm pretty much like in and out on these tickers. We've seen some nasty holds and even some multi-week, multi-month holds while there's regulatory issues with these Chinese Chinese ticker. So for me, I'm always a little bit skeptical trading them. In terms of where do I think this ticker is going to go? Well, oftentimes this will be a one-day spiker, and that's pretty much it. We have been seeing a lot of multi-day runners, so who knows, maybe this will be a multi-day runner. Technically, it already is a multi-day runner because in the last 2 days we had these two moves. We had a little bit of a pullback, and now we're getting today another move here. So if we go to the 4-hour, you can kind of see this move here today. Right now we have big support technically going to be coming in around 6. We'll see how that holds, and then around 838, maybe this is going to be another really good buy opportunity, or maybe if we have a little bit of consolidation here, we'll get that future run towards 8. So that's what I would be looking for. I do have a little bit more time to trade, so I might go ahead and do some of that. I'll see you guys in the chat room if that's the case. Now with the other tickers we were trading, JZXN, this ticker did, oh man, this was a tricky ticker here because it all happened so fast, and I usually don't trade tickers till there's a proper pullback and it's proven to hold its highs, which would kind of be around this area, and that's why I didn't trade this pullback, because technically it hasn't really proven to hold its highs yet. Although I did get a little aggressive here with small size. You can see I took profits way too fast, but this one was the winning trade. Basically we've proven to hold our highs, we're having a breakout, big volume, pretty much the only ticker doing anything at the time, and I'm buying here this micro pullback, this 1 minute pullback, really edging into it. Bought a little bit more shares here as we approach closer to the 9 EMA, and then whack. Basically as soon as we popped higher here, I was taking profits at 7.6. You know, I thought maybe we'll see 7.7, but we've seen some pretty nasty flushes today, and at this point I was down around $1,200-$1,300. So I was like, you know, I don't really want to be pushing my luck if I'm still red. You know, I didn't have a cushion. Sometimes if I have a cushion, I'll be a little bit more aggressive or lenient the way I go about my trades. Anyway, I did do one little bit of a dip trade here. I knew dip trading lately has been a little bit difficult, so I really was patient here. Usually I probably would have dip traded, you know, that second or third red candle, but I was extremely patient dip trading this one, and even in this area I wasn't even sure if we were going to get a pop, so I did sell kind of soon here. It was just, you know, dip trading right now is just scary stuff, so I'm very cautious. But this is a classic ticker that, you know, we had former resistance. Let me actually go here to the 4-hour, right around this area. Look at this 7.7 zone. This is critical. We had big support coming in here, then we sold off of this area. We had a retest in this area. So what do I think is potentially going to happen if you know, JZXN is trying to be a lead gapper? Well, I probably think that we might see some movement towards this area and then probably have some resistance in that area. And that's exactly how I traded that one. This is why I got so aggressive here. This is why I really edged into this trade, waiting for that pop to the upside. In this area, I wasn't 100% sure yet, but at this point we're so close, so most likely we'll reach that 7.7. Now sometimes you are a little bit short of those targets, so I felt like taking profits at 7.6 was more or less the more conservative thing to do. With OXBR, which technically was our lead gapper today, man, this ticker threw me around quite a bit. I had some nice little breakout trades here, small wins, but I didn't really, hold long enough for that, 10% pop. Man, I did such bad trading today. Then, we are ranging, and I bought here in the pullback, looking for a little bit of continuation into a potential move higher, into a potential upside, because right now we're having that 5-minute pullback, but it didn't really work out, closed it. It's been really boring ever since. And then MINM, yeah, This ticker got me so good today, and this was another ticker that wasn't on my watch list. So there's a lot of tickers at first. When I pulled up I was making my watch list today around 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time pre-market, because right now I'm in Italy, so I have a little bit more time. There wasn't a lot of action, so I was like, a lot of these tickers popping up, I was a little bit ill prepared for, and I didn't have that conviction behind my trading. I think that was a big mistake today. With MINM, we had a big breakout here, and then a pullback, and then somehow I lost money on this pullback. It was so irritating because this was like an 8% pop. I was like, oh my god, that was the most amateur hour trading ever. And then we had that second pullback here. I tried to lean into this one. I was actually buying the micro pullback here, looking for maybe another continuation, but that didn't happen. So in this trade right here, it was just a massive unnecessary loss, and this was kind of depressing. I did have a pullback trade here that I did all right. I did have a breakout trade here I did all right, and a dip trade I did here all right. So I was down, I think, around 1,300 on this one, and I made back a little bit. Overall, MINM, I was just choppy. And oftentimes when I notice I'm starting to get red on a ticker, I tend to slow down trading on it, because oftentimes I just stay red on that ticker. I don't really get out of the hole on certain tickers that well, because I'm in red on that ticker, typically because I don't have a flow on with that ticker. I'm somehow reading it wrong. It's moving different than I expect. So there's already a reason I'm red on it, even if I just made some, simple mistakes. Usually if I make, simple mistakes, I'm only down like 1, 2, 3, 400. And to put that in perspective, let's say, 1 to 4% of my average position size. Because right now I'm smaller position size this month for some reason, around 10K. I really should be pushing towards like 20K. But sometimes when I'm traveling and there's doing, a bunch of stuff, and sometimes I do reduce my risk by just simply reducing my position size. It is what it is. So yeah, that was pretty much today. It was a little bit of an emotional roller coaster, and I think the biggest takeaway really is, if you're not 100%, locked in yet, be patient, because patient really pays off. So that's how I had really good days Monday and Tuesday. Today, luckily, I'm ending in the green, but overall, it's more of a scratch day. I feel like anything below 5% of my average position size is usually a bit more of a scratch day. Something went wrong, especially when we're getting some action like DTSS. So yeah, just be patient. Wait for those good setups. Wait for the front side, and once you're on the front side, keep getting aggressive on this ticker because you just don't know how high it's going to go, and you're going to really kick yourself in the butt, like I am right now, for not getting more aggressive on it, not trading it more aggressively, and riding that front side move. Because man, I mean, this is 118% roughly rally here, and even if I just got a chunk of this, let's say 5% of this, that would have been like a 5-6% winner with, let's say, 10 to 15,000 position size. I mean, that would have been a nice $750 right there. So I could have had close to $1,000 profit day easy, and I could have easily traded this 1 minute pullback here. So just this was a 15% pop in just 2 minutes. So it's like, oh, I left so much money on the table today. But yeah, that's a little bit how it is sometimes. Is what it is. I gotta go ahead wrap it up, guys. So I appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out if you enjoyed the video. It's the easiest way to support the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao, guys.